Hi there. Morning and good afternoon. We are bordering into the afternoon right now. Namaskar to everyone, especially to our beautiful grandparents who have always remained the backbone, hands over the heritage, the tradition, the richness of ancient India, and then the parent. Most important, this is the country where we worship the mother. We worship that victorious kid, undoubtedly you, the mother. And there is a saying in the Western world, they say that behind every successful man, there is a woman. It is my realization today, and it has been in the world for quite some time, and particularly in India. And that is why in India we worship the mothers. And you look carefully. Aishwarya Rai, Sushmita Sen, Sachin Tendulkar, Vishwanath Anand, Amartya Sen, everybody says it's my mother. Hey, we worship in Pune city Shivaji. And why? Because of Jija Mata. And Jija Mata, there is a temple, there is a fort. So the mothers, my special pronoun to you. It is you who plant the seed, who plant the attitude, who continue not rest. It happened the same thing with Amartya Sen. Amartya Sen, famous Nobel laureate economist. You know, if you look at his life story, Amartya Sen was the professor in Shantiniketan, which is the Tagore University in Bolpur in Bengal, close to just the border. And he became the head of the economic department in a multiversity, and he was very happy. His mother said, Amartya, this is not it. He said, then what? I have become already the head of the department. He said, I don't know what, but I know this is not it. So Amartya believed intensely in his mother. We all do. We might fight the most with our mother, but we also love the most our mother. We cannot forget. However bad a monkey I am, I still remember my mother. I know how much I troubled my mother, but I still remember. I feel so sad. I wish somebody like me had talked to me about the importance of my mother. So children and dear parents, let's hold on to our moms. And the backbone is the dad. Dads cannot go away. They're the backbone. Without the backbone, we are like worm. I might have great concepts and ideas for mother, but if I don't have the support, so the complete is the family. Mom and the dad. And Amartya Sen went ahead and applied, and he got a post in Oxford. From Oxford, he became the head of the Oxford department. He said, now mom, now I've done it. Mom said, not enough. He said, now what? I have done the Oxford, the top university. This is in US, not the UK one, across the river. He traveled then to Harvard. And in Harvard, he became the head of the department. He said, now I've done it. I was an Oxford head, now I'm the Harvard head. Mom said, not enough. He went on to put his paper from Harvard and he got a Nobel Prize. Mom said, not enough. He said, Dad? He said, you tell me. And Amartya got the message. He said, now I have to give it to people. So children, parents, grandparents, the message that I received today and what we talked about in the last, that was the 7th Monday session, which was, I think, came on to the YouTube on 8th, is the discovery of that, what Amartya did, Shivaji did, and all the great masters, etc., for eons, and some of you are doing it, have done it. Where is it? It is inside. And this is what Richard Clury, I talked about it in the Harvard School of Divinity is talking about. I mentioned a bit about what is it talking about? That it is that which is within you, and that is Vedanta. And they're teaching Vedanta, they're talking about Vedanta. And this Vedanta, I'm delighted to see today that I would say, you and me, particularly this monkey, me, I got guided to totally different world of fighting flying, combat flying, living a life, have a great flight and then have a great day and a great party, and that's all used to be the life. And from there, notice I got guided into this world of Vedanta and the spirituality. And then I'm learning, the more I'm learning, Ankur Barua, Oxford, across the river from Harvard, he's saying in his sessions, he hands over the papers for the people to refer to it, and in his teaching, he's teaching the Indian philosophy. He talks about, which I mentioned in the last talk too, that if you're not shocked by Vedanta, you have not understood it. And he referred to one of the scientists who's talking about that if you're not shocked by quantum physics, you have not understood quantum. Same way, I am today getting literally shocked, dear parent, my children, beloved, and grandparent, and the people. I'm really shocked by the performance of our children who are your kids. They're only your kids. Hey, you and I were also like them. Only thing, the difference is, nobody talked to us. Just think, you and me, parent, grandparent, in our children's day, in our school days, did somebody think, you and I, did we ever think beyond standing first in a topic, first in math, first in English, or first in the class? All our run was only that much. Maybe first in the school, or maybe top, very rarely in a district, very, very rarely was we thought about in our school, college days, first in the state. First in the country, hardly, almost none. A few became first in the country. They had a great mom, a great dad, and were rather more of an exception than the rule. And today, our children, your children, they're your kids. They have discovered something from within them and topping in the world or becoming one of the top 10, a top 50. It's just a piece of cake to them. Aren't you amazed? I am shocked, and I'm really shocked by the beautiful performance, and this is what true India is. Bharat. Bha is Brahma Jyoti. And that is what Vedanta is talking about. And Ratha is those who are immersed in that, in discovering that Brahma Jyoti, that true power, the secret power from within. You remember the Aladdin's Wonderland? If you rub it, a genie comes out and says, yes, order me, tell me what you want. And that secret is actually within our children. And they are discovering. And that's how they're going into that. You know why you and I did not think? You and I talked about in our days too, little less, today more often, becoming, so many of our kids are going toward the world. We don't mind today talking about a world India cricket team, or becoming a world beauty champion, or an Indian tennis player. That is more often than a holistic world number one through IB academic. And notice IB, our world toppers are not just pure academician, just mugging up information, the memory, and repeating the questions and answers. In fact, I had some beautiful incidents in which I had quite a few all India topper. in CBSE exam. And they came and took admissions here, heard a lot about our school. And you know what? 3 months later, the father and the daughter both came and sat in front of me, and daughter's father said, "Sir, she wants to share something with you." I said, "Yeah, champion, tell me." "I can't tell you the name." She said, "Sir, I can't understand maths. I got 100 out of 100 in every paper. But I can't understand maths in IB." I said, "Okay, what do you think is the reason?" She said, "Honestly, I don't know." Father was very smart. He said, "Sir, in IB actually they have to do a lot of application, thinking, inquiry, creativity, concept. In the other stream, you have to understand the formula, understand the problem, and put it in the right formula, you get the answer." Not in IB, not in Vedanta. So look at in the Vedanta, this is what I'm talking about. So where is it? You know, the beautiful part is, I also find today, many of us, of our parent, I mean us in the sense, our parent, you and me, some of the parents I find are, or some of the people in the country, in the world, are passing through that tough time. Why does it say tough times don't last? You and I have read it many places, seen it. Tough people do last. So, tough times don't last, tough people do. What is this toughness? You know what? This is that secret power from within. It's that Vedanta which he's talking about. And shouldn't you and I get shocked? That what? It was always inside in me. But we don't know about it. We didn't know about it. Discovering that is true schooling. Sir, ma'am, children, grandparents. Discovering the secret power from within the child is schooling, is parenting. And it's the true mother and the father who supports that wildest of imagination of big thinking. Say, yes, tu karega, you will do it. A great monk in Himalaya, he says very simply in Hindi, he says, tum jano ya mano. Either you know it or you believe in it. We say in victorious case, both. You know it, you discover it, and you believe in it. In what? What is this it? I'm saying, who am I? This I. This is what in Harvard, in Oxford, they're talking about the Vedanta. He's shocked. You know why? People are suffering today from financial loss, from stress, from fear. Wherever you go, you're afraid. Whatever you touch, you're afraid of what? One tiny which you can't even see, but you're frightened out of your wits about the corona, COVID-19, pandemic, literally. I'm not saying don't take precautions. Our school is the strongest stronghold on that. The way we make this absolute, the week before the children come, everything is ready. We're waiting for the word to start. We are ready to start today. But this precautions you must take. Make your home a stronghold, freedom from all those infections. But at the same time, know something. And that power is within. It's nothing to do with the virus. It's nothing to do with the poverty. It's nothing to do with the, look at our body. We said what? Who is the discovery of I? Most of us are talking about this body. And look at this body. Little while ago, we were a baby. And notice, imagine, we were a baby, 6 months, 10 months old baby, let's say, lying in the bed, baby. And father may have gone off somewhere or may have gone to office, and mother also may be working, maybe racing to go to the office, but before that, only mommy and the baby is there, and mommy may have taken up all her ornaments, gold, etc., and kept it maybe somewhere on the table next to the baby. Baby 6 months, 10 months old, maybe you and I. Just imagine the scene. Gold is lying there, baby is here. Does the baby get affected with that gold, or maybe some 2 lakh rupees or 20,000 rupees? Is the baby affected? Now, baby is least bothered. It's not even conscious of that money or that gold. It's still cooking, cooing, giggling. Some of you moms have got a baby like that right now. And just imagine, mom's gone for a bath and a robber comes in. Somehow he comes in. Just imagine the scene. He comes in and he sees all that. He picks up the gold and the money and he goes off. Think, is the baby affected? Does the baby start screaming? No. What is it that in the baby? That is the secret power, sir, ma'am, is within us. Is the power of the innocence, the power of the truth, the power of who am I? The power, what ancient India is talking about. Who am I? That I is the discovery, is the journey through the school, through the parenting. And this is what our children are doing it. Knowingly, unknowingly, the Vedanta, the power of the great masters, and the IB world. IB world is also talking about the student's profile of discovering the character. You know, the Western world beautifully is progressively marching. Why is Harvard talking about Vedanta? Why are Oxford, Ankur, Borua is talking about if you are not shocked by Vedanta? It is that power. You know why it is shocking? Because it is always with us. Wherever you go, it is with you. It's not out there. But what are you and I doing? If I need more knowledge, we go to a better university. But the knowledge is within you. All it requires is the right ambient to be created by me. Whether there is light, whether there is computer, whether not, that these are all infrastructures. The knowledge is always within. Discovering that knowledge is called knowledge acquisition. Theory of knowledge, some of you senior children in our school are learning T or K. That is what exactly it is. Notice, from the baby, we become little older and little older and little older, become conscious of our body, and now becoming just before teenager, going to be teenager. Now we are more conscious of our bodies, and we wanting to build great muscle, look good, look smart, and then we are adult, we are youth, and little later we become 30s, and we forget and we want to be now forever 21. Isn't this? Forever 21. Everybody. 40s are also wanting to be forever 21. But it never, and you might not even remember yourself at when you were, let's say, at 10 or 12, your picture. Your mom has to say, Monkey, that is you. I was today looking at some of my picture. Just 9, 10, 6 years ago, 6 years, 10 years ago, I was saying, wow, I look like that. So changes are eternal in your body. You are changing. You are going to be 30, 40, 60, 90, and I pray for you, go to 105. As per Bill Gates, more and more people are going to cross 100 at the current time. And not be, I know if I ask you how old do you want to be, and you say, no, not more than 60. Why? Because most of us think 60 meaning we will be walking like that. Whoever said that? We think so. We have been guided to think so. It is not so. Divine grace, remain. You could be. I'm 77 today, but I feel very energetic, very youthful, and with the divine grace, we have work to do. It doesn't matter if I die tomorrow. What matters is that can I leave a message for all our young champions, young children, and the youth, and dear parents, you are the core center. Make a difference in your children, in your own self. We have to walk what we are talking. And that discovery, notice the body is changing and the body will die. Body will die, but I am not my body. I had this body. Who is this I? This is the discovery. And our children are doing it. They're realizing, you know what they're doing actually? They're tapping into that little spray of the oceanic wave. And they say, so peaceful. Those of you have got that spray, have been successful, have been peaceful. Is it possible through this pandemic? Is it possible through the tough time of little bit of problem with finance, business tethering, or whatever the problems are, relationship, management? It's very easy, isn't it? All of you are very intelligent, very wise, very loving, caring people. Isn't it very easy to divorce? Anybody can. And divorce is not just husband and wife, talaq, talaq. It is not divorce just husband and wife. It is divorcing from you, from your own self. Isn't it? And all of us, including me, till 24, 30 years ago, when I started to get into the world of this beautiful Vedanta, the world of knowledge, is what? Now it is not a journey from, like, in most of the religion says journey is faith. You have to believe it. If you don't believe, you're a non-believer, you're an atheist. What Vivekananda taught us, what Vedanta has taught us. And Vivekananda's message is from Vedanta, from his own world of this universe. Saying, atheist is that person who does not believe in himself, in herself. And look what our kids have done. Those who are doing brilliantly well. And the mothers are telling me, I'm so delighted, the fathers are telling me, grandparents are telling me, they're discovering their own self. That is that. Is it possible you be in this world and yet have abundance? Abundance meaning affluence. Affluence meaning no shortage. Whatever you want, whatever you think of, it's a great thing. Most importantly, it is not thing. It is not money. After all, that money is not going to go with you or me. It is going to stay back. It doesn't mean that you should stop earning that money. It doesn't mean that you renounce everything and run up to Mountain Himalaya trying to search yourself. No. You have been placed in this place by the Supreme Nature, the cosmic energy. Those of you who don't believe in God or the Divine Mother, call Allah, call our great Gurus, Mahavir Jain, Guru Nanak Ji, call by any name. We have been placed in this place. And you and I are supposed to be successful in this place as a child, as a youth, as an adult, as a parent, as a couple married. Make a beautiful marriage. Beautiful son, daughter. Make your own self as a son and a daughter. A question. Supposing I ask you, how good a professional are you? Mark yourself 1 to 10. Okay? Mark yourself quietly in your mind. How good a husband, how good a wife are you? Mark yourself 1 to 10. Mark yourself, how good a friend am I? Mark yourself 1 to 10. How good a daughter or a son am I? Mark yourself. How good an academician am I? How good a in finance, banking am I? Have you noticed most of us mark ourselves not perfect 10 out of 10? You might say, how can you be? After all, we all have faults, we all have errors. Not true. You are a perfect 10. And that 10 is within us. Notice from morning till evening. What all changes happen in our mind. This mind is also not me. You say, do you mind? That is my mind. Yes, that mind is what you call is your mind. Like this body, you call it your body. But it is not you. That is what Vedanta is saying. You is something else. And as you tap into that little you, continue to enjoy a powerful, beautiful mind, powerful, beautiful body, glowing. And most important is that peace, the happiness, joy within, welling inside with a small, brilliant. Who would you like to be your partner? Isn't it somebody who always got a beautiful appreciation, smile, encouragement, and not look at your faults and look at your errors? Similarly with the children. We don't look at our children's error. Many times parents used to come to me and say, what is this, sir? If I ask the teacher how the child doing, and all they say is all goody thing. I used to tell me, if I tell you, supposing that your son's handwriting is very bad, what are you going to do? Do you know what to do? You will say, yes, I know. I'm going to hold his hand and make it right. That's exactly what you must not do. So the success for children today is because we don't find for them. We encourage them that you can. My father taught me this long time ago. He wasn't a specialist or a philosopher. I think it happened to him spontaneously because of his own knowledge, his past life, whatever the reason. My handwriting is very good today. It's because my father did something. I have shared with some of you some time back. So discovering that potential from within. Mano ya jano. Know it or believe it. So what do we have to do? Know it. What's the reason we are suffering? Our ignorance. We are suffering because we don't know. Don't know what? Don't know about who am I. What are we talking about Vedanta? Vedanta is talking about the supreme science, the powerful knowledge. Why the world wanting to know about it? Is this within me? The humanity, the consciousness. You can't hear me, you can't see me, you cannot make 2 and 2 if you are not conscious. But think for a second. I see my hand. This is a thing to me because it is outside of me. You say, do you mind? It's a part of your body. It is, but it is a thing, isn't it? But see, can my hand tell me I see you? No, because the hand is not conscious. Just like the computer, many today go to the airport, the door opens automatically. It sees you. Go to Phoenix Mall, it sees you. The door opens. You go to the tap, the electronic eye sees you. Put your hand there, it turns to water. It sees you. A Google car, it does everything as you're driving, maybe better than you and me. But it doesn't have that first party experience of seeing, understanding, believing, experience of seeing and enjoying the flower or a beautiful person or a divine child is different. The machine doesn't have that first person experience. You and I, where is that? That is in the consciousness. The discovery of the Vedanta is discovery of the consciousness. And that consciousness is the true I. As we go along, more and more, we'd like you to take on this journey. Progressive, it's a huge start. And I'm delighted that our children knowingly and unknowingly are tapping into that source. You are too. And those of you are being very successful. You have done it to a tiny bit. Those of you are maybe suffering for a while right now, for whatever, it's because you may have got disconnected for a while. Get connected again. Those of you who wish to discuss individually, please come. I'm not accepting too many people right now because of the instructions. We are following the strict government rules and orders, but one or two, you're welcome. Couple can come. Come spend some time. I am having a lot of parents, they are visiting. I'm talking to them every day. School is a holiday right now, but I'm in the office and I'm coming generally Monday, Tuesday and Thursday. If you wish to, please come. You're welcome. Children, you're welcome too. Not in a group, in a spot. And you're always welcome to give me a telephone call. I am there available, literally. I wouldn't use the word 24/7 because it is not true. I wouldn't like you to do that either, and there is no necessity. But make up your mind. I wish to take up the journey. I wish for children to become what I could not. What is that? Discovery of their true potential. But listen, your potential, your consciousness is not like your body. Aging body, old body, dying body. Buddha is saying, Anityam, Anityam, Anityam. It's not permanent. Shunyam, Shunyam, Shunyam. Everything is nothingness. Mumukshatam, Mumukshatam, Mumukshatam. It's only temporary. Whatever you see, don't mind my statement, but reflect on it. Think of it without the message. If there were people who I did not know before, if there are people in my life right now, I know them. If I did not know them before, there will be a time when I may not know them anymore. It is the rule. This is what Buddha talked about. It is so. So what is changing? The people are changing in our life. Our body is changing. We meaning the mind is changing. A baby's body, teenager's body, adult body, senior adult body, old, they're changing. But you are always, ever not changing consciousness. You know. Discovering that, something happens. You suddenly tap into that source where everything is possible. Everything is simple, not complicated. You also get back that innocence of that baby. There is this husband and wife going to a party, a time for a small joke. Wife, just before going out, they have much more. Mamas always, the wives have always got a better perception and say, hey, listen, I love you, but your socks are smelling. Go and change your socks, wash your feet. So that dear husband, loving husband, he said, sure. He goes, he changes the socks, washes the feet, puts on new socks, and with wife now getting late, hurry up, go to the car, drive down, go to the party. Party, then everybody together, and after the initial part of the saying hello, hello, and after that husband and wife standing, and wife is talking, wife is saying, listen, I told you to change your socks, what happened? You didn't change it. He said, of course I changed it. Honey, you've told me, how can it be that I won't change it? She said, listen, that's very nice, but why is that smell still? Husband said, oh, I didn't know where to put it. I don't know where to put it, so I kept it in my pocket. He brought the socks with him to the party. Wife said, oh, you know what is the simile over here? We are Jiva in the body and the mind. We are also that Param, soul, the spirit, the Atman. We are not letting go that body. I'm not saying discard the body, ignore the body, neglect the body. No, it's the temple. Take care of it. But ignore those things which are smelling. And you know who knows about it? Not me. You. You do. Reflect upon it. I wish you the very best. Have a great week. We shall meet again soon.